What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful, delicious, smoky, plump, fully loaded bacon, egg, and cheese with potato breakfast sausage. Coming up! Back in 2015, at my very first barbecue job at a place called Friedman's here in Austin, the first sausage that I ever made that actually made the menu and onto people's plates was the bacon, egg, and cheese sausage. Essentially, it's a big, thick link of breakfast sausage that's studded with bacon, eggs, cheese, and potato. Since then, we've made it a few times at Leroy and Lewis, but I really haven't seen it anywhere else, which is a shame because it really is one of my better sausage recipes. But that being said, today I'm going to show you how to make it, and it is going to be delicious. This is a pork butt. Just your typical pork butt from the store, bone in. And this really is the perfect cut for making breakfast sausage. You know, it's really flavorful meat, and it's got a lovely amount of fat in there, which is definitely something you need in breakfast sausage. But any kind of pork will work. You know, you could get some lean stuff and add some belly or some fat back to it to get that nice kind of 70-30, 80-20 ratio that we're looking for in sausage. But pork butt works just fine. So all I'm gonna do is slice this up into some strips, making sure there's no bones or cartilage or anything in there, because that way it'll fit through the grinder easier, as well as chill out a lot quicker, which is something we need to do because we wanna have a nice clean grind on this stuff. Ooh, nice looking pork steak right there. You could also get some boneless pork meat or a boneless pork butt, but they are a lot more expensive and they often remove the fat cap, at least at my local grocery store. So that's why I'm taking the extra 10 seconds to remove this bone. Bone removed. Beautiful, great looking meat. Into my freezer this goes for the next hour or so to get nice and cold to ensure we get a nice clean grind. While we wait for our meat to chill, let's go ahead and get our spices ready for this breakfast sausage. Starting with our binder, which is some high temp milk powder, some kosher salt, pink curing salt, unnecessary if you're not going to cold smoke these, but I plan to, some granulated garlic, whole bunch of some sage, red chili flakes, ground coriander, and some dry parsley. Oh, just get that nice and mixed up. This is some bacon. The very bacon I made in my how to make bacon tutorial a few weeks back. And this is the pepper bacon, if you couldn't tell, which is great because I didn't put any pepper into the sausage mix. But we're just gonna cube this up into a nice little dice. Beauty of making your own bacon, folks. You get it in slab form and you can do whatever you want with it. Beautiful looking stuff, nice and thick. Oh goodness. Just some little, 1 centimeter cubes is what we're going for. That way we get that nice studded effect in the sausage. About the same size as cheese. And you can cook these off however you like. You could pop them on a sheet tray, stick them in your smoker. You could put them in a frying pan, let them cook down. Or if you have a deep fryer handy, really quick and efficient way to get some beautiful color on these and make sure they are nice and cooked and rendered and crispy. Beautiful. Let these cool off for a little bit, and yeah, it turns out putting little cubes of things on a wire rack is not the smartest move. So we may have got a little extra grease into this pan. But that's perfect, because the next step is eggs. 12 eggs going into a bowl here, which we're just gonna whisk up until everything is nicely combined. And then onto our freshly bacon greased sheet tray here. We're just gonna pour these on. Beep. Nothing to it. Now I'm gonna pop these into a 300-degree oven for about 10-15 minutes until they are fully cooked through. While those eggs cook, let's talk about cheese. This is some high temp cheddar that I got from thesausagemaker.com. Highly recommend it. And the beauty of high temp cheddar is that it's not gonna melt and leach out or split into oils while the sausage cooks. It's really gonna hold its shape. And also, it's already cubed up. Very convenient. I'm gonna keep this in the freezer until we are ready to use it. As far as potatoes go, what you really wanna do is get yourself a nice dice of some really crispy potatoes that are then frozen. So when we mix them into the sausage, they don't break up and turn into mashed potatoes. So the first time I did this, I diced a potato, I deep fried it for a little bit until they were nice and crispy, put them on a sheet tray, and then pop them in the freezer. But today, we're taking a bit of a shortcut. French fries. Because these are potatoes that have already been fried and frozen. Someone else already did all the work for us. Now all we gotta do is make these into a nice little chunk. Beautiful. Back into the freezer, these go. After about 15 minutes, these eggs are fully cooked, but they're looking a little bit thin. So I'm gonna try this one more time, but on a smaller sheet tray. Much better. You know the drill from here, folks. Just gonna cut these into the same size cubes that we've done everything else. There's also a great way to cook a whole bunch of eggs for some breakfast sandwiches if you're trying to feed a crowd. And you guessed it, folks. Into the freezer we go, so these are nice and chilled, and will hold their shape when we mix them up. As you can see, our meat is sufficiently frozen. Not all the way frozen, but really nice and cold. Through we go. Going with the coarse millimeter die today. And just like that, our meat is perfectly ground. Nice and pebbly because it's nice and cold. In we go. Get this meat mixing, and we're gonna go in with all of our spices. We're also gonna go in with our liquid, which is some really cold water. It also has a shot of some maple syrup in there for a little added sweetness. Beautiful. And after a good 5 minutes of mixing, we've got a wonderful tacky looking sausage in there, ready to come out. Now it's time to add all the other ingredients. Beautifully cubed up, nice and crispy, frozen solid bacon bits, potatoes, our cheese, and our frozen little egg chunks. A lot of garnish in this sausage, folks. And then, simply enough, we're just gonna kind of fold this together and make sure everything is nicely incorporated. Here! Going with our standard 32 mil hog casing here, folks. Just gotta stroke it onto the old horn, tie it off, snip the tip, and case away. This one feels weird, folks. Very chunky. Just making some normal links here, folks. You know the drill. We're just going for some nice, plump, yay long 6 inchers. But you can make these as big or as small as you like. You know, this would be awesome in a little sheep's casing. Make it actual breakfast sausage size. But then you'd have to dice all the cheese and potato and stuff a lot smaller. And also, sheep casings are a pain in the nads to work with. Looking good, though. I can see some individual chunks coming through. Nice and studded. That's exactly what we're after. And just like that, we have got all this breakfast sausage, bacon, egg, and cheese, and potato breakfast sausage all cased up. So on the smoker, these go at about 100, 150 degrees, as smoky as I can get it, until these things are nice and red and nice and smoky. Again, we want to keep the temps pretty low so we don't melt the cheese and we don't render the fat or cook anything too fast. That way we get some really nice smoke flavor and some really nice red color. So I will see you in about 3-4 hours when these are nice and red and nice and plump. 4 hours later, these links are looking beautiful. Nice and red, nice and smoky, nice and plump, and smelling fantastic. So, fresh off the pit, it's time to cool these down. So I'm gonna go in with some ice, oh geez, and some water. This is just gonna rapidly cool them down, halt the cooking process, and make sure we get those nice, snappy casings. Nice and clean, because as we all know, everybody loves a clean ween. At this point, you could vac seal them up, pop them in your freezer, you could throw them right on the grill, right on the pit. But for me, they're gonna go covered up in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow, we're gonna see how they came out. I wanna thank Ridge Wallet for sponsoring this video. I don't know about y'all, but I am a big fan of EDC, and as you can see, I like to keep it pretty minimal. Only the keys I need, a nice thin pocket knife, obviously my phone, and my wallet. And this is the latest and greatest addition to my pockets because it's so thin, very minimalist, yet it does everything I need a wallet to do. It can hold up to 12 cards, which is more than enough, super compact, very durable, lifetime warranty, and it's just so small. Easily can fit in your pockets or in your bag or your purse or whatever. And it's built super strong with a lifetime warranty, and it's also got this money clip on the back for if you're ever carrying cash. But for me, I honestly never carry cash. All I really need is a couple of cards and my license, and that's where this wallet really shines. But what I really like about this thing, other than the quality of it, is this clip on the back. It's designed to be a money clip, but I use it as a pocket clip. Most of the time, I'm rocking some pretty light shorts because it's really hot here in Texas, and just being able to take this and pop it into my waistline keeps my pockets free, doesn't weigh me down, and I can always do the old pat to know where it is. And that clip is super strong, and I have no worries about this thing falling out and getting lost. So convenient. Not to mention, it's a perfect gift for Father's Day. And it comes in a whole bunch of different colors and materials. So if you want to pick one of these up for yourself or for someone in your family, click the link in the description of this video, taking you to ridge.com, where you can use my code ChudsBBQ to get 15% off your order. Again, link in description, ridge.com/chudsbbq, where you can use code ChudsBBQ to get 15% off your order. Thank you, Ridge. I wonder if I can make a sausage where I use a snake as the casing. A little boot snake sausage. I got this pit rocking about 275 degrees, and on we go with some of these beautiful looking little bacon, egg, and cheese sausages. At this point, they are fully smoked, nice color on there. So all we gotta do is cook them through, bring them up to around 160 or so internal, and we'll see how they came out. 30 minutes later, these links are feeling nice and plump and quite hot. Looking really nice, love the color on there, feeling incredibly nice and firm, just the way we want things around here. So I'm gonna let these cool down for a little bit, and then we will go ahead and slice on in. Look at that, very first slice. We got bacon, we got egg, we got cheese, we got potato, all in beautiful cubed up form. Love it! There it is, folks. Nice, juicy, plump breakfast sausage, studded with all the normal breakfast fixins. That looks really good. Crispy bacon, cheese, nice and smoky. I mean, how cute. That looks awesome. Should we get a little cross section going on? Yup, that's awesome. That's a lot of studdage in there. Those hard-cooked eggs worked out perfectly. Beautiful crispy bacon, potatoes. Don't mind if I do. I mean, would you just look at it, folks? It's all you'd ever want in life. Perfect way to start the day, I tell you what. That's a nice looking sausage, if I do say so myself. Let's dive in. That's a nice looking bite to start things off. Oh, that's so good. I mean, first and foremost, it just tastes like a really good breakfast sausage with all that sage in there. Nicely seasoned, perfect amount of salt. That's something I was a little concerned about with the saltiness of the bacon and the cheese and probably the French fries. That would be a little too much, but it is not. So juicy. Get the good stuff, folks, from New Hampshire. There we go. What a lovely sight. That's it. That's the bite right there. More sausages should come with dipping sauces. Tell you what, should we give it the old snap test? I think it's got to be done. Boop. Very, very good. We're just one tortilla away from a beautiful breakfast taco. You know, if you're into making sausage, it's really fun to stick with the traditional stuff, you know, your brats, your kielbases, all that. But sometimes going crazy like this and having big chunks of egg, cheese, bacon, and potato, it's just a lot of fun. And everything held its shape really well. You know, that egg worked out perfectly. Cheese, obviously. Bacon. Even the potato. There's really good texture on all these things. Very good stuff. I think it's time for the official taste test. That ought to work. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some absolutely amazing all-in-one breakfast sausage. This really is one of my better recipes. I highly recommend checking it out. I mean, you really can't argue with the combination of bacon, egg, and cheese. Am I right? But that being said, if you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed this sausage, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you want to see me cook next. If you do give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to hit me up on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.